Welcome back to Wayne Waterfell. This is episode 36. I'm your host, Troy Miller, and with me is Addison Hawkins, my co-host for the night. What's going on,
Howdy.
buddy? So what's new with you?
Not a whole lot.
We
Living
are
life.
we are sans Blake tonight. His legs messed up. Poor guy. Yeah. He's kind of out of it on the pain peds and pain itself tonight. So we're gonna kind of wing it tonight, as we do more often than not. It seems like lately. Um, Before we get into it, we'll go ahead and mention our partners. We got TFS Cableworks. Um, Anything you need Cableworks, go hit them up. He's got some great stuff and all kinds of stuff on his website outside of just cable stuff. He's got biothane, he's got all kinds of stuff. And if you use code WINGIT20, any of his handmade products on his shop or on his website, now that he's got that up and running, you'll get 20% off, and kind of lets him know where he heard about him from us. And then, as always, Big River. He's got some turkey loads that are doing awesome from everyone I've heard from. I'm not a turkey hunter myself, so I'm not shooting them. But go over and check out his stuff and use code WINGIT, and you'll get 10%, or you'll get free shipping. Sorry, you'll get free shipping on any order over $100. So make sure and go let those guys know where you heard about them from. Show them some love. They're good guys. Love to have them with us and love to have them on. So y'all make sure and hit them up. Oh man, what a week it's been. We're doing this last minute Thursday night, trying to figure out what to talk about. But you got some exciting stuff you did. I don't know, it probably won't take up much time, you said, but tell us about
No,
the
well,
what you've been doing.
I've been doing a lot of hog and coyote hunting,
Oh yeah.
switching back off into that, and I just went to them mud boat races on Trinity. That was real fun. Got to see some of my pals and some grown men turning little girls at a boat ramp.
Was there any fights?
Almost, almost,
Almost.
almost. And I was launching my boat when it was happening, but I'm pretty sure there's some boys that drove all the way from Arkansas to come to Trinity, Texas to race their boat. And I'm pretty sure it was one of them trying to, I don't know who was the instigator, but yeah, there was a big group of people and me, I don't like being a part of it, but I like watching it. So I was like standing on the roof of my truck trying to see, and then it all got broke up, but it
Now,
was fun. There
are
was, go ahead.
are those like an actual race? Like, is there like heats and all this stuff, or is it just
Oh
kind of a
yeah.
fun thing? I
No,
guess
there's
I've never.
actual classes and trophies and prizes and there's a boat in the middle and he was lining them up kind of like a street race and they were doing it from a roll and then they even had one of them tower lights that would change color.
Oh, nice.
It was a real deal thing. And then there was a guy at the end watching, and where we were at, I rented one of them houses, and
Hmm.
where we were at, we couldn't really see, but because the angle, once they got so far down the river, like they'd be like this, but it looked like this guy won, even though he's back here. So, I started watching the guy through binos holding up the hand of which side. But it was,
Was
it was a good time. There's some fast boats out there.
Now, is it all just mud motors, or do they have like different classifications that they race out there, like outboard and different stuff like that?
So if I remember correctly, they had a hunt class, which is a mass production hull, naturally aspirated. They had a clutch class, which was mud motor that had a clutch, and then outlaw, which is everything. And them boys from Arkansas, they brought outboards, and they were cooking it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we the outlaw class was a fun one because there's gator tails with nitrous and turbos, and so it was a real good time.
Now, did you race any?
I did not.
Blake said they do it out at Big Rob's or
So
near there.
they were supposed to, but it was white capping in there. The
Oh,
wind was so
okay.
bad. We had like a little cold front rain deal push through, and Yeah, it happened in front of the Outback Marina, which
Oh,
is
okay.
even better because we sat on the front porch of the house I rented and just
Yeah,
watched
I
it.
was trying to. I saw like everything you sent, and then I saw some other videos of it, and I was like, I don't remember there. Is it Little Rob or it's Little Rob, not Big Rob that I'm thinking of, isn't
Little,
it?
yeah, it's Little Rob's, the mud flat out there.
Yeah. I was like,
I
I don't
think that was
remember
the
there
first
being any
time me
like
and
little
Blake
rental
hunted
houses.
together.
That's where I got my teal, which I need to get that thing moved in here or something. But that teal that I have mounted, my real pretty Drake, I got him there after we spent a week in Arkansas getting our butt kicked and shooting no birds.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
same thing with me in Arkansas. We go out there, get our butts kicked, and then come on back, and I kill a banded mottled.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. I think you told me about that.
Have I showed you my mallard?
No, you got it mounted already?
Well, it's in the process of it.
Oh, nice. No, I hadn't seen it yet. Oh, that's slick. I like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
getting um Macy's name put on it in the year and all that stuff?
The mallard? No.
No. Oh yeah, no, Macy didn't. Macy wasn't on that one. That's right. I forgot about
No.
that.
No, and then I had a stud bobcat that I was gonna mount with my pheasant. Well, my beer fridge went out.
Mm. And your badger. You lost it
My
too, didn't you?
my badger's gone. My
Yeah.
three-legged badger. First one in Fayette County.
That was a rough week. I remember when you sent
Oh,
that.
it smelled so bad. It was so bad. I took my tractor with the grappler and grabbed it off my back porch. I didn't want to
Oh.
open it, move it, anything, because there was like I started to move it by hand and just the goo that came out of it. I said, no, no. I took my tractor with the grappler, just came and grabbed it, went and put it on a metal pile.
The whole fridge.
The whole fridge. Oh yeah. I taped that son of a gun closed, and then there's buzzards. I think there's buzzards still sitting on top of it actually.
Mm. Yeah, that's bad. I shot a hog years and years ago. It's probably been 16, 17 years ago now. And it was two little like 40 pounders, like little ones,
Hmm.
and we were gonna like cook them whole. And I shot them, put them in the cooler, and we came back and we were like, okay, we're gonna cook them at this point. Well, and then we had a stock show or something that we left for, and we forgot about them in that cooler and got busy. And we went out there to that cooler like 3 weeks later, and it's springtime. Oh, we ended up it took me and my dad both gagging and like, just trying to carry it to the truck and just back up real fast to the pit and let it roll out. It was so bad. That was one of the worst smells I've ever smelled in my life. It was, awful. And it was like that gooey slime and everything,
Yeah.
coming out in chunks.
Yeah. I lost 3 bobcats, a badger, like 6 coyote pelts, a real nice widgeon, uh, a tar belly, speckle belly. Yeah,
Mm.
I lost some good stuff.
What happened? Just fridge just went kaput?
So I grabbed something out of the refrigerator, and I was like and I haven't been to the ranch in like 3 weeks in between this time period. And I grabbed a water bottle and I was like, man, that's kind of warm. And I went and opened up the freezer. Everything was still good. And I got a cup of water in there because I keep like some steer meat in there too from the steer we butcher. And so I keep that frozen cup of water with the quarter on top of it. So
Yeah.
if it goes down, I know everything's ruined. Well, I looked at that. Everything was all good. And then just the sun hitting it, I guess, because the sun moved to where now, whenever the sun sets, it's shining directly on my back porch. And I guess it cooked it, and it being an old fridge outside.
Mm. That's no
Yeah.
bueno, buddy.
All the fleas I endured of skinning out them coyotes. I started putting them extra large uh, latex gloves on my head. First, it started out as a condom. I'd put a condom like down to my ears and across my head because I would do it in like underwear because you would be skinning out these coyotes and all these fleas are just coming up And like the way I skin out coyotes is I hang them up by their head and skin them in a tube going down. And if you nick, and you just fold the skin over and you keep it inside out, you flesh it, you tan it, do all that. Well, if you nick that, there's a stream of fleas coming out. So the first time I did it, I said, I need to cover this head of hair I have. And so I'm putting condoms on my head, and then and then those kind of got expensive. So I was like, I got some super extra large gloves. So I walk around like a chicken head skinning coyotes.
I would love to see your Ring doorbell sometime.
At the last, it's a scary thing. It really is. The last time I did it, all I could find is some. I had stovetop boots with spurs on them. I was in Nike compression underwear and then a condom on my head, and it was a sight to see.
I feel like the only difference between you and the pictures we have of your dad is that your dad doesn't get his phone out to take pictures of you enough.
Not in time.
you,
Not in time,
you come by it honestly.
I do.
And what's crazy is, like, any kind of AI to your dad, it's never near as crazy as reality.
All the pictures I've sent you on the group chat have just been me scrolling my phone and been like, oh yeah, there's this picture.
Oh, I have the picture of him with the cat as his profile picture on my phone. Just
he, he loves that cat so much. This is a man who says, I hate cats. I don't like cats. The other night he called me and said, well, I just lost my man card. And I said, well, how'd you do that? And he said, well, the cat got out. And so I had her little food bowl and I was hitting it with a spoon, walking around in the backyard. And he was wearing them booty shorts of that girl that whenever he moved me out of my house that he took, little silk booty shorts with hearts on them. He wears them a lot, and his extra tough boots. And he's walking around, and he's on the power line now because his backyard backs up to a power line, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and he's got a flashlight in his mouth slobbering on it. And the neighbor comes out and says, hey, Russ, what are you doing? And he said, hey man, I'm just looking for my cat.
oh, I'm so ready to see him. Is he? Are y'all coming down still, or is he coming down with you still
And
for
he's
July?
he's got that FIFA deal is going to be in town, and the
Oh
whole bomb
man.
squad is going to be working it. So we're also going to the Caddo Lake mud run,
Oh
which
yeah.
is kind of like what we just went to, but it's just meeting up and no races. I'm sure there'll be side races, but it's not like an organized race. But we're going to that, and he's taking time off for that, I think. So I think he's going to try to do that too.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to
Man.
drag my camper out there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I want to go to Cato Lake so bad. Is it Cato or Caddo? I've heard both.
I've the people around it call it Caddo.
Caddo. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's up here. I've heard people call it Cato, but down there, I was like, down there, I always heard everyone say Caddo.
Yeah, the natives, the
That's who I
Caddo.
trust.
Caddo.
That's who I trust.
It's a really cool place.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go down there, and me and Blake talked about it a couple times, and we just never did make it out there. Usually, we're fighting for our life because some ordeal we got ourselves into with boats involved in some way or something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah, we went. So after the races, we went out riding, and I'm a great captain, I will say. And I was telling my dad that the whole time. He's like, "Oh, I don't know about going to riding tonight." I was like, "Dude, we do it duck season." He said, "Yeah, that's different though." I said, "It's no different." And he says, "You're sober." I said, "Oh, you're right." So we go riding, and I hit a couple logs, hit a couple stumps, and he said, "What happened to a good captain?" I said, "I'm a great captain. We're all still in this boat, but imagine what I'd be sober." Then we got stuck one good time, and I'm a good captain. I'm a good captain. I swear there's finger holes on the side of my boat from where he was holding it.
Did you have him up front, or was he riding mid boat?
About mid where my boat like likes weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is the Trinity this year? Is the water
It,
level pretty decent?
it's high.
Is it?
It's high. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Me and Blake have that text the alert system that it texts our phones, and uh yeah, it's been high.
That's better than alternative, I guess.
Yeah, it's been flowing pretty good. So like I know that river really well now. Blake showed it to me, and then I've gone out there and gone riding and hunting and everything, and so I don't even need a phone now or GPS. But I ran up on a pretty decent log jam. It's like jumping a beaver dam.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, we that first year we were down there, or that he was down there, that we went out on the boat. We ran into quite a bit. They had a bunch of flooding and stuff, I think, that year, and it was over at Onalaska, that bridge over there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was just looked like hundreds of yards of logs backed up against that thing. I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to go this far down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a place that you don't take your real nice boat.
oh
You know,
no,
you don't see any high dollar bay boats. It's all tin cans and gator tails.
yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I helped a game warden one time load a like a little Zodiac, like Navy SEALs use.
Hmm.
And I said, "Man, you're brave coming out here in this thing." He's like, "Yeah, this is the first time I've been on this river, and it'll be the last." I said, "Huh, all
Are you
right."
gonna take the uh the layout boat when you get it out there?
Absolutely not. There's some
No,
big lizards in that water. Absolutely not.
dude, that is the craziest thing. I did not believe Blake for the longest time. I was like, there ain't no gators. We're too far north. They're not in here swimming all this all summer long. And Blake's always like, he's like, I ain't getting in that water, no. And so we're jumping off the boat, parking, drinking, having fun, and everything, swimming. Then we go out, take the kids out different time, and I'm out swimming with the kids, and Blake's like, nope, I'll just keep the boat right here. That way y'all can swim. He's like, but I wouldn't do it. And so we're out there with his cousins and letting them swim, and I'm having fun with them and everything. And then that same year, when went out duck hunting in November, we saw two gators in a day, and I was like, I apologize. I straight up never believed you. He's like, I've been telling you. I was like, yep,
Oh
that's
yeah.
on me. I did not believe you at all.
Oh yeah. I got a allegedly I knew some buddies going down there and they were bow fishing,
Uh huh.
and it was the middle of summer and they were all drinking and it was right at dusk, and there was a mutiny on the boat because the owner of the boat drank a little too much and they were all bow fishing, so there was a mutiny and someone else was driving the boat and the owner of the boat was standing on the front bow fishing, and many years ago, and there was a big gator, massive gator, had to have been every bit of 12 foot, laying up on the bank, and the fella with the bow and arrow in his hand, he said he saw two of them. He was so drunk. He drew back, let that arrow go, thunk, right in the back of his neck,
Oh,
stone cold him. He never
oh,
moved again. He looked at everybody and said, "No, oh." It was a
oh. He get in some
yeah.
trouble.
No, no, no. I hear they left it there. It was missing a tail when they left it, but they left it there.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
they,
that's big trouble. You get caught doing that, I bet.
yeah. Well, it's like $2,500 to the state of Texas. Well, us,
Jeez
us
Louise.
was us was per person.
Yeah.
We got caught killing one in September.
Were y'all hunting them or?
Oh no, no, we were hunting teal. He was in our
Oh,
bowl.
I remember you
Me,
telling me about that now. Yeah.
me and a bunch of unnamed buddies gave it some bird shot because it chased after Gage and then Maggie, and gave it some bird shot, and yeah, yeah, in a spot we drew for, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
our names were like on paper with that deal. Yeah, it's $2,500. Not
Well, I
ab
mean,
not advocating for it, but
no, absolutely not.
if you got $2,500 to burn, they will come take that tail meat though. Don't matter
Yeah,
where you are, they are coming to you.
there's a guy that I know, and he's big time hunter, and he went up to Alaska, and he shot, I think it was a bighorn. I don't remember, but he went up to Alaska, spent all this money, hired this guy to take him out there, shot this like trophy. I want to say it was a bighorn, trophy goat, sheep, whatever. And brought it back, had it mounted, and he's got, I mean, just every kind of mount. Has this big man cave out in his barn, and has all these mounts of all these animals that he's gone all over the country and shot. You know, he's got a big old buffalo mounted up in there next to it and everything. And he had some Alaska game wardens fly down, come to his house, and take a look at it. And they said, you got 2 weeks to go send it off to get it replicated, and then we're going to have to confiscate it.
For what?
I guess the guide was not really a guide and had been doing some pretty shady stuff. So he ended up not getting any trouble. And man, he's like, everything looked kosher to me. He's like, oh yeah, no, he's big time fraud guy, poaching, all kinds of stuff.
And they
And
took the animal.
yeah, I think it's still, and this has been a couple years ago when this happened. And last I heard, he's still like, they still have his animal and still going through all that crap. And he's like, I don't know if I'll ever get it back. That's what they told him. They said if it ends up not being legally taken, then he's not going to get it back. So but they were pretty cool about it. They flew down, interviewed him. They said, you got 2 weeks, go get it sent to someone to get it replicated if you want to. But we've got to take it back with us as evidence.
Wow.
So
What a horrible story.
yeah.
That
Oh,
just makes me sad.
yeah, he's like that. He's like, it almost killed me hunting that thing. He's like, of course I got to replicate it. He's like, this just ticks me off that he's like, because I mean, it was a trophy. Like
Mhm.
it was one that he was entering in for trophy status kind of deal of some sort. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I almost died on that hunt. It was awful. He's like, but it was amazing. He's like, but he's like, it just ticks me off that it wasn't, like thought it was 100% legal and everything was above board. And turns out this guy was a shyster of some sort.
God.
That
I'd be
is,
on a plane back to Alaska to
yeah.
whip some ass.
He he's one of those guys that probably would have done it too. I'm surprised he didn't.
Man.
That's why I just don't like guides. Not that I don't like guides. It just makes me nervous to spend money on stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Going out of state or something like that. You're like, man, how do you know that they're treating it all
Yeah.
above board? Because you hear all these stories about a lot of them that don't, which I'm sure not a lot of them, but it's always the bad apples you hear about.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'd be upset.
Yeah, he was not real happy, which I mean, fairly unhappy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, rightfully so.
no joke. I was like, yeah. And he's the kind of guy that take the flight up there just to go give him a piece of it.
I mean, if the game wardens are looking for him, I'm sure he'd be pretty hard to find after that too.
Yeah, that's no joke. I was like, man, that's got to be serious if they're flying all the way from Alaska just to come talk to you and then take the animal back.
In Texas, huh?
Yeah, he's in Amarillo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they flew all the way from Alaska, came down and talked to him, and like they didn't tell him he was coming either. Like didn't tell him they were coming either.
Right.
So he had no idea. They just showed up at his door. Yeah, he's a fireman there in Amarillo.
Good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I'd be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been kind of turning back on coyote hunting now, and I've killed 7 so far this year.
You doing all thermal?
Oh yeah.
What do you use? Do you use a e-collar, or you just baiting them, or you just going out looking for them?
Hand call, e-call, and there's a feed yard I go to, and I got a dead pit, and someone that feed yard's got a dead pit, and so I got a lot of ground on my lease ground, lease for hay or cattle.
Mm-hmm.
They're all cool with me hunting hunting coyotes and hogs, especially hogs.
Yeah.
And I've been running. I'm training for a marathon right now, and whenever I run out there at the ranch, there's this gosh darn group of hogs that they're not even scared of me anymore. I sound like a dying heifer running by them, but as I run by, they just kind of look at me, and they're so close. I there's a big boar in there, and I could hear him sharpening his tusks whenever I run by. He'll chomp the jaws, you know. I could hear that. I could hear him rooting. I mean, within 10 yards, I could get to him.
And they don't run off.
No, no, not they. They used to, but I've run by there 30 times now, so they kind of just they know Sunday and Monday. Here comes Fat Boy.
I'm surprised you don't take a handgun after them.
I am a reformed man that don't shoot over fences I don't own.
Oh, so it's not on your place.
No, if it was on my place, I'd
Well,
be there
that's
with a tripod and a thermal.
Well, that's what I was confused about. I was like, I'm just really surprised you're letting them see the light of day.
No, and this feller that owns the place or leases it, he won't answer the phone. So, and it's a big wheat field. So, like I know you don't want them tearing it up.
Yeah, they're
Let
out
me
there
come
tearing
here and
all
see
that
them.
up.
But there's a couple boys in Fayette County a couple of years ago that ruined thermal hunting for all of us. They were going around getting all kind of permission. They had to have permission on 10, 20,000 acres. Well, one night it was a tournament night for I think West Texas Big Bobcat, and they killed a bunch of calves
Oh, man.
thinking they were coyotes, and now no one gives out permission. So
Yeah, it just takes one guy to ruin it all.
it sure does.
Yeah, I've never been thermal hunting for coyotes, but we used to do quite a bit of coyote hunting. I've got a really nice Fox Pro, but the chip in it's bad. I gotta get it. It's one of those deals I just gotta get it sent in,
Yeah.
out of sight, out of mind. And every time I'm like, because it'll play for like 3 seconds and it cuts out. And so something in the controller or in the actual collar itself has got to get worked on. But just one of those deals I just never think about it till it's time till I want to go out and hunt. And then we never had hogs growing up, and we just in the last like 3, maybe 4 years started getting hogs on our property.
Really?
Yeah, we were always up in the sand dunes and everything. We never seen them growing up, and then here in the last 3, maybe 4 years, we just finally started getting hogs moving in, and they're all over the place.
Huh.
But every time I see them, for some reason it's like going in between my dad's and my grandparents' house or something like that real quick, and they'll be out on our property, and I have no gun.
That's
And then my
always
dad, the one time I do have a gun, my dad hands me his AR that he put a new scope on, hasn't even sighted, and he's like, good luck. I'm just everything but the hog.
That's right. I mean, something's better than nothing. Yeah, I got a couple real good thermals, and I don't have a e-collar anymore. I left it in one of these hayfields. I think I'm gonna find it baling or cutting.
Oh no.
I know I will. I got so much ground I can't remember where I left it.
Well, I was
And
running gun nights, or
yeah, there was a little local like competition deal, and we were just making stands, and my buddy had a call too, so like we would swap them out charging, because going into this, neither one of them were charged. So I have 120 volts in my truck, but it charges so slow. So we were swapping out charging them, and we jumped in the truck and went and made another stand, and I have no clue where it is.
was
I will find it with that 4440 whenever I'm cutting. I
yeah,
promise you.
man. Yeah, I had a really nice Cutco hunting knife doing stuff like that, just in a hurry, and I laid it on top of the car. I got a doe, went and field dressed her and everything and loaded her up, and I was like, oh man, I drove out there with the car, loaded her up, and I guess the only thing I could think is I laid it up on top of the car. I was like, I got plenty of time. I can go to this other place and sit and try to get something else. And drove off, and I realized when I got home, went to go, quarter and skin it out. I was like, That's a $400 knife that I just lost somewhere. And I drove out there that night by a headlamp, and I went out there the next day, and it's one of our hay fields. Told my granddad, I was like, you find it, let me know. I want it back. I was like, it's Cutco, they'll take it back, fix it right up. And that's been probably 7, 8 years ago. Still haven't ever found it.
I
I
got
mean,
lucky that Blake gave me a knife. It's actually, I always bring props. It's this one right here.
oh yeah,
And it's in one of them leather sheaths that goes on the back of your belt. And we got done eating dinner, so we were all dressed up nice. And I was like, I just leased this place, this hayfield. And I was like, let's go over there, see what it's like. And there was a massive bobcat, like 300 yards from me. And I picked up my tripod, picked up my rifle, and I started running there. And I shot at it, missed it. Ran back to my truck because there's coyotes on the other side. And whenever I reached back just to check it, it was gone. I said, no. Went back the next day. I looked, and I said, well, I just give up. And I was getting back on my side-by-side and kicked it.
dang,
And
that
it's
was
got that
lucky.
pearl handle. I looked down, and it was about winter time, so all the grass was dead. And I looked down, and there's that pearl handle. I said, what? No way.
Yeah, let me grab this one real quick. It's right here, I think. Yeah, I kind of had a similar deal. This one I got at NFR when they were in DFW several years ago, and it's real nice. I love it. It's called a West Texas Skinner, and it's
Mm-hmm.
teardrop Damascus, handmade. Guy and his wife, she makes jewelry and he makes knives, and so it came. I think it was like 280. I paid for it, but came with this sheath, and it's got the deal where you can like carry it, you know, on a belt, down, or you can cross draw carry it right
Right.
there. And so I had it, and I go out. I was hunting, just got it like a week earlier. Went out and I killed a doe, and went out there and field dressed her, and then dragged her back to the road to pick her up. And it was like 150, 200 yards to the road from where I downed her at, because we have lease roads that run through there. And I was like, I'll just walk down there, got her, and I drove my car around a lease road to go pick her up. And this thing did not realize, it's got that snap on there. Oh, it comes right out. Like there is no resistance whatsoever. And I sat there and spent probably 3 hours looking for that knife, and I was just about to give up. And I did the same thing. I kicked it because it was in all kinds of about hip high shin oak,
Yeah.
just everywhere up there, shin oak and sagebrush. And I was sitting there looking. I was like retracing my steps back and forth, and I'm like, man, I was like, I just knew that it dropped out and then got buried in sand when I drug that deer over the top of it behind me.
Hmm.
And the same thing, I kicked it, and I was like, that didn't sound like a branch.
I will tell you, I have a shot at another badger.
Oh, do you?
The
In Fayette
same
County?
the same hayfield. I was putting out gopher bait. So the first gopher that got shot, we made a stand for coyotes, and we were going to another one, driving along a fence, and all the lights in my truck were off. I had the screen off, and I had my night vision. I got some PVS 31s, and they're white. They're not green. They're white false. And so I was just driving, and I kind of got to lean forward a little bit, and it doesn't penetrate glass the best. So I had all my windows down, and I was hanging my head out, and I looked over at my buddy who did not have nods on, and out the window about 30 yards, that badger, right? And so I almost blew his face off shooting it because I, for some reason, didn't have my suppressor on, and I have a muzzle brake. Well, but she was just popped up and watching my truck go by.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we cut hay in that field, so I guess she's used to it. I was putting out gopher bait the other day, and I saw the butt of another one go down in a hole. And so I thought, all right, you're going to get got.
See, what you could do is you could, shoot one leg off, give it a while, and then get you another.
Live trap it, chop the leg off so that it'll heal over the same. I guess I have the memories of a three-legged badger.
Yeah, it'll be the stories. The one that got away.
Yeah, dude, that thing
Didn't get
smelled bad
away, but
frozen.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I remember
cannot
you
believe
saying
what.
how bad it smelled. I can't imagine after it'd been sitting there ripening for a week or two.
So bad. So bad. It was like 3 weeks of cooking in the sun.
I almost had you some lab traps if I'd known you wanted one. They our our youth pastor that left, he's moving, and we were helping him the other day, and I guess people that bought his house are like, yeah, if you want to leave anything, it's whatever. If we don't want it, we'll throw it away. And he's just trying to give away all this crap out of his garage. He's like, you want this? You want that? And I was like, no, nope, I'm good. And he's like, you want these live traps? I was like, no. He's like, really? I figured someone like you'd want live traps. Like, put a skunk in there one time and you'll learn your
Yeah.
lesson. I don't do live traps.
I have like 40, not really 40. I got like 6 of them. And by God, every time I set one, I catch a skunk.
Yeah, I don't do that. I'm
Did
like
I
that.
tell you Macy got sprayed by a skunk?
No.
It's a good story. So we have I have this thing Sunday night. It's like my little me time. I get on my side by side with my night vision. I got uh Trigicon thermal on my Ruger 1022.
Uh,
Way overkill, but it's what I had. And we do this thing called skunk patrol where we ride around hayfields and around my house. We shoot skunks and armadillos. And I got a suppressor on that 22, so it's real quiet and it sounds funny. And it's just our little me time. Macy rides with me. I've killed hundreds of skunks and armadillos with her. Well, one I hit, but not good, and it took off running, and she did not like that. A skunk.
she took it
And
personally.
she went, jumped. I had the windshield up on my side by side. She jumped from the passenger seat over the hood, and I was hollering at her while trying to shoot this skunk at the same time. And I watched her. I turned my light bar on, and I watched her mouth open trying to bite it, and at the same time his tail come up and sprayed her. And she turned around and came and jumped on that side by side, and she was sitting there going. I said, "Geez, no." And I Googled it, and they said put baking soda, peroxide, and dish soap in a bowl and rub it all over.
Make that paste.
It worked, but I've shot hundreds. She's never jumped off. She sits right there, but not on that one. Her
So,
collar still kind of smells like it.
yeah, I was gonna say it's always the collar. Sage, my Aussie, that
Yeah.
she died back in the fall, but Ruth was real little. She's maybe 6 months old. Um, we thought it was when my wife was pregnant, and we went in to the ER one night, dropped the kids off at her parents and everything. We went and ended up it was false labor. They stopped it and they're like, it's a little too early. We don't want to induce and all this stuff. And so we come back, we're tired, kind of frazzled and all this stuff. It was like 3 a.m. We get home, and I 3 or 4 in the morning we get home, and I walk outside to let the dogs in, and they had just gotten sprayed by a skunk. Like as I'm walking out the door, it happens, and so it gets on me a little bit. Like as I'm shining shining the light, like I open up the door, then I hear them barking, and I shine the light and look over, and there's a skunk going underneath the fence. Oh, it was awful, all over me, and I'm just like so tired. I'm like, sorry, dog, sleeping outside, and I stripped down naked right there on the back porch and came inside and just like crashed on the couch. And I did that slurry, and it worked, but
It does
man,
work. It
it's
works.
awful.
Surprise! Macy slept in the bed with me that night.
Really.
Yeah, her
No, I
collar.
waited till the next day. I went and had a little kiddie pool,
Yeah.
and it had kind of been torn up a little bit anyways, and so I just did that. I mean, Ruth was not bad. That lab hair is not bad, but Sage with that Aussie hair, double coat, real long and everything. It was awful trying to massage that stuff in and like let it
Yeah.
sit. She's like shaking and everything, and I went and bought every can of tomato sauce or tomato juice they had at the store, and I just like poured it in there, washed them down, soaked them in that, and then did the paste again. It did work, but I didn't let him sleep inside that night. I
I
got
will
sprayed
tell
years
you.
ago, like direct on in my face when me and Blake were living together. I was still working EMS. I was working at AMR, and I'd pulled like an 18-hour shift and come home. I'm tired. Trash needs to be taken out, and we had this tiny, tiny little house and this monstrously huge lot. I mean, like you could fit 10 of this house, but not fenced in. But this like huge lot, and so it's like probably it was probably close to a little over half an acre. This lot was monstrously huge, right up against the campus there at that canyon, and right up against WT campus. And Blake had his old Dodge that something was wrong with. I don't remember, but it was basically broke down there in the yard, and we have to walk by it to get to the trash cans. And I'm still in uniform. I go in, grab the trash bag, and I'm walking out, and it's dark 30 at night. And I just see like this silhouette coming out. I thought these alley cats had been messing around with stuff and they get the dumpsters and everything. And I reared back to kick it. And right about the time I did, that thing stood up and sprayed me. Oh, it was awful. I called my buddy that lived there in town. He had an outdoor shop with a shower, and I stripped down naked. I said, "Come pick me up," and I rode the back of his truck. And it's like February, freezing cold outside. I'm like naked. I said, bring some towels. Come pick me up." And I rode the back of his truck like 8 blocks to his house and showered in his shop. It was so bad. And I had
Oh,
my leather work boots. Oh, those things stunk for like 6 weeks afterwards. I just had to lay them out on top of the trailer outside, let them sun and air out. It was so bad.
yeah. So Skunk Patrol got started because my dad and his whack pack of dogs, as we call them, he's a weird dude. So naturally, he's going to have weird dogs.
Yeah.
Every time they all go to the ranch, they come back smelling like skunk. And so I have eradicated them within half-mile radius of the house. But now it's extended to, hay fields and everything. But I will tell you that paste will kill a flower bed.
Really?
Yeah,
That might
yeah,
explain why I have a dead spot in my yard.
yeah. And they stay dead. It's better than Roundup. I bathed Macy, and it was gross. Oh no, I bathed Macy over a flower bed, like on my porch, which is raised, and yeah, it killed all of it. Better than Roundup.
Hmm. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live right here at the edge of town. And so we're at the end of the block, and it's just a big old huge field next to us across the alley from us. And so we have a lot of skunks around here. I don't know how many times I've caught skunks in the backyard. And I mean, knock on wood, we've been pretty lucky with
Yeah.
only having the dog sprayed once in the three or 4 years we've been in this house.
Yeah.
I actually saw a bobcat just up by my in-laws back in the fall. Yeah, I think it was last fall. Like we have a lot of being in the canyons and everything. I guess I don't know. We get a lot of animals in town. They have a little beagle kind of dog, just outside dog only. And I called them out and dropped off the kids. It was like 5:45 in the morning. I was like, hey, I don't know, you might want to let your dog in. There's a bobcat really right across the street at the house caddy corner to theirs. Like, really, we've never seen a bobcat. I was like, there's just a little guy, but yeah, he was about half grown. Not half grown, but I mean, he wasn't fully mature.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a
My
lot of wildlife up in here.
my dad's been beating around Fayette County since the early 1960s, and he says he has never seen a bobcat. And I've killed like 11.
He's just not looking.
No, it's thermal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
Thermal.
bet. I've only ever killed one, maybe two. No, I've killed two. And that's all I've ever killed. I mean, I know they're all over the place, but we don't ever see them either. Like if we see them, they're usually from a far distance.
And I'll tell you a story. Today I saw it on Facebook. I My stepdad used to have a deer lease in Junction, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd go hunt there. And there was one time I was sitting at a tank dam, and I was a little distracted, and then I looked over and I saw a mountain lion, a massive mountain lion taking a drink from that stock tank. And I had an AR. I put it right on it, and I mean, I was breathing. and I shot it twice. I heard one hit because when you shoot with the suppressor, you could hear hits. It sounds like
Yeah.
a watermelon hitting concrete. And I hit it once, ran up there, and there was blood. And I went back to camp, told everybody, "Hey, y'all come here, come help me find this mountain lion." Everyone, there's no mountain lions here. Game warden popped by the next day to check on us because they would do that from time to time. And I said, "Hey, I shot a mountain lion." They said, "There's no mountain lions out here." They killed one yesterday or day before yesterday in Junction, and it was on Facebook. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Oddly enough, it already had some holes in it.
Ooh, I'd be upset if it had a hole in its butt that was healed up. It might have been a 3-legged mountain lion.
That'd be something. That'd be a mounter for sure.
I have killed at least 5 3-legged hogs. At least 5.
Does anyone snare trap or spring trap or anything like that around
No,
there?
just some real bad shots.
Yeah, I guess so.
One of them I know I shot before with a 7 mag because he was like polka dotted with white polka dots.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've seen him before, and I put him down with thermal, and I walked up. Yep, he was missing a front leg.
Interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen a wild 3-legged animal around any of our stuff at the ranch.
Oh, it's real bad to see.
Yeah,
You almost feel bad for it.
almost.
Well, I was doing a side job in fall, and it was beside a game ranch, and this game ranch had just these massive deer on it. And no, it was hunting season. It was deer hunting season. But I was doing this side job for this lady, and one day I was leaving, and I had a gooseneck with an excavator on it because I was digging trenches all day. And I just happened to, I looked in my mirror like this to check on my chains or whatever because it was a bad road. And I looked, and there's the massive buck I've been seeing laying right on the other side of the high fence. Like, what? It was dark, and I took my spotlight, my DeWalt spotlight, and I hit him with it. And he got up, and he did not have front legs.
Someone
Yeah.
shot him off.
And so I tried to get a hold of the owner of the place. Couldn't get a hold of him. And this deer is just sitting there. I would have shot it if it wasn't a game ranch. You know what I mean? But that high fence, it starts bringing some weirdness in with it. So I called the game warden out there and told him, "Hey, this is what's happening." He said, "All right, well, I'm on my way." And I drive back by in the morning because I got to go backfill and pull wire. It's still laying there alive. And I thought, what? And so I sat there and honked enough for the owners to come out, and they came and shot him. But they said, "Oh, he probably got his legs caught in the fence. It happens all the time."
That is crazy.
I mean, it had to have been many tens of thousands of dollar deer. I don't know how much whitetails would go for, but he was
Yeah, I wouldn't
massive.
even know.
Big drop tines. It was skinny bodied, but they had no grass either because they had horses, elk, and these deer, and that's not a good combination for grass.
No. Just add some buffalo to it and make it worse.
Yeah, because all 3 of them animals will pinch it and pull it out by the root.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, real skinny but big antlers. Yeah, I've killed 3-legged hogs. I've killed no coyotes, I don't think, and then my 3-legged badger.
I've killed a deer that was real close to being 3-legged. It was an old buck. He was a cull buck, and I mean, it was just barely hanging on. I mean, it was
From getting
that was the
shot.
reason. It didn't look like it got shot. It looked like he just got it tore up in a fight or it, caught in something. I mean, it was nasty. It just from right there at that hawk down was like black, and like the skin was just like dead and just crusted up around the bone, and then like right up above that hawk, it looked like he'd caught it in something at some point. Because I mean, from where it was, like right above that elbow, just down was like dead, and he was just sitting there, just like flailing it along. And I mean, he was an old buck, and he was sitting there trying to fight those younger bucks and like swinging around. I was like trying to use nunchucks or something with it. I don't know, but I mean, he was still getting after it. He was pretty poorly, but he was still giving it all he had for during rut season. I was like, yeah, you've had your time. Let's go out with a bang.
My buddy's dad shot a nice buck. There, he's about 10 miles from my ranch, and I was gonna go help him skin it out because he's kind of getting up there in age. And when we started skinning it out, his shoulder was rotten, and like you could stick your finger through his skin. And when we got to opening him up, I got one of them outdoor edges and I shoved it in there, and it hit something. What is that? I reached in there and I stabbed myself with fiberglass. It was an arrow broke off, and then we started cutting on him, and then we opened up his ribs. He had another broadhead, like in his chest area that stuck in a rib.
That is crazy.
This sucker had 2 broadheads in him, and lived.
Oh, that's crazy.
I I've shot in a hog before, and it was the first and last hog I've ever tried to eat. And when we were skinning, I shot him with a 9mm off my tractor, a Glock 19. And as we were skinning him out and pulling back his shoulders, them bullets were falling in that syrup tub.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. They didn't even make it to muscle.
Yeah, they've got some tough skin. Their head's even tougher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've raised a few wild pigs. It never goes as well as you think it will, but my granddad roped some piglets. And sitting in a tree, roped them, pull them up, and we took them. Had a bear and a sow, and we took them, or a gilt, and took them home, raised them up, corn fed them, fed them good food. My grandpa was like, "Yeah, we're gonna butcher them, and they'll be real good as long as we feed them ourselves." And we went out there to shoot them, and my dad went to shoot with the 22 250 right in the head, and he was trying to get it like right behind the ear, and that hog
Hmm.
turned its head right as he did, and it ricocheted off the hog's head at like point blank and nicked my dad right in the ear.
That's
Which I mean,
insane.
granted, 22 250 is not a big round, but I mean, it
No,
was.
but it's screaming. It's moving
Oh
fast.
yeah, it was point blank, and it sat there and boom, and just ticked that hog off. My dad thought he shot. He did shoot himself basically, but it like just like barely nicked his ear. I mean, barely brought any blood, but yeah, right as soon as he pulled the trigger, that hog sat there and turned its head right there, right in the forehead, bounced off.
That's insane.
And I mean, it wasn't anything huge either. I mean, they were like maybe 250 pounds, 200,
Yeah.
250 pounds. Like not small, but they weren't massive by any means.
Mm-mm. That's all I kill hogs with nowadays is a 69 grain 223.
Yeah,
Everyone else, they shoot. I got a guy I hunt with that shoots them with a 338.
that's expensive.
Well, he's got more money than sense. If I had half his money, I'd throw all mine away. But yeah, he always, he's got all the good stuff.
Yeah,
And I've watched one limp away from that 338.
just blow through.
I we don't know. We never found him.
Yeah,
6.5 goes straight through him. I've seen a lot of hogs when 6.5 first came out, and it was like the new cartridge, or not whenever it first started getting popular.
yeah.
Everyone wanted it, and yeah, I watched, all my friends had it, and I watched 6.5 just melt right through a hog, and it just trot off a couple times.
You know, I have a 6.5. That's my deer rifle, and the only reason I have a 6.5 is because whenever I was working at Dumas, working EMS up there, when I'd pick up extra shifts and I'd be there for like 3 4 days straight, I'd go during our on-call time. As long as we're in town, we could kind of go out and about and just get out of the station. I would go to Walmart and just kind of walk around, and that Walmart at Dumas was getting rid of all their firearms. So they had like everything, like, I mean, dirt cheap, dirt cheap, and they had a real nice Savage with a Vortex scope on it and everything. It was a 6.5 for $180, and so I
Not
bought
bad.
that, and I mean, it's a fun gun to shoot. It shoots flat. It does. It is. If you rig that thing up right, it is a long range gun. But man, I have blown through so many deer with that thing. And with my 243, never had that problem. But since I started shooting that 6.5, I've had several that don't drop when they should have dropped. I mean, they
It's
always die, but
just moving too fast, I think. I like a big bullet, which I reload my own 7 mag, but I like 7 mag for deer.
yeah, I switched to hollow points and that made a difference. But
Oh yeah.
I mean, hollow point, no matter what it is going to make a difference.
Yeah, big difference.
But, if you don't want to keep the front shoulder, it's not a big deal.
I guess.
But
Yeah, no, I shoot open tip match boat tail rounds, and it does good. I think I want to send out for a custom built coyote gun. I've been listening to that Big Honker podcast. They got Clay Reed on there, and they call him the Coyote Man, and he shoots a 22 Creedmoor
yeah,
and swears by it. So
I'll
I
have to
think,
check that one out. I don't think I've heard of that one.
yeah, I sent it in the group chat a couple days ago. It's a decent podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that one. I thought no, I'm talking about the 22 Creedmoor.
Yeah, the
That
22
round.
Creedmoor. Yeah, it's 22 caliber bullet, but it's like the 6.5. It shoots flat, but it's moving a little slower.
Yeah. I'll
Because
check that out.
I got these pulsar binoculars now that I could reach out. I could ID a coyote at like 300, and at 300 with my 16-inch AR, shooting a 69 or 71 grain bullet, I'm either 12 or 14 inches high. And
Mm-hmm.
so doing that math, Kentucky ballistic math, with a moving coyote, kind of tough. So I want a gun that's just a laser get to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a AR lower that I've had for forever that I want to get built up and make it into like I either want to make it into like just a fun, I mean, ridiculously fun plinking gun or just a overly, overly done like hunting rifle. And I'd picked out a real nice stainless steel bull barrel and I was going to order it and then they shot the price up like like 3 times what it was when I originally looked at it and I should have bought it.
Yeah.
But one of these days I'll get her built up.
I've been buying my AR I have now is a carbon barrel in it. And that's super nice because like I got my side by side, but I walk in mostly
Hmm.
everywhere. I've walked miles in a night just because I got the night vision. I could see, and I don't have a side by side with junk in the bed and rattling. So I like walking a bunch, and having a light rifle matters.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to save up my money and get this thing done. Got all that in.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. Now I just got to get the thing. I can get it tagged. They sent this. I was going to ask you, do you remember if that one, what it said on it when it picked it up? Did it say 2-person?
One.
Oh, when I got the paperwork in today, they sent me a new max capacity U.S. Coast Guard sticker. Said I need to put this on because they changed it from, because this one's used, the one I bought, it's from 2012, and they said 422 pounds was the weight limit then.
I think you could do about double that.
And now it says 375. So,
I can't remember what my Gator Tails weight limit is, but I know I've tripled it.
yeah.
And she's still around.
Man, I'm ready to get that thing. I'm ready for you and your dad to get y'all's ordered.
Yeah, I got a couple buddies of mine that are getting them too. So,
Oh, heck, y'all do that. Y'all might be able to work out a freight deal on something like that.
I think so. Or, I mean, trips with Roscoe is always fun. So, I think we might just run to Louisiana, pick them up.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You might be able to get a pretty good deal from
Oh
someone
yeah,
over at
yeah. I think I got
Louisiana.
6 in my order so far.
I thought you were about to say you were fixing to drive all the way to Minnesota to get them. I was like, that's a haul.
It'd be a fun trip.
It would. I'm not saying it
Oh,
wouldn't, but that would be a haul. And you got
them
the trailer and the truck to do it now.
I do. Yours fit perfectly in this 8-foot bed. I'm so happy I bought a long bed.
Yeah.
It's longer than a Monday, but I think if I take just my two going to Nebraska, I could put them side by side and not have to haul a trailer.
That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, we got to figure out how to logistics of getting all 4 of them up there.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I think should call that about a wrap. Been about an hour of us rambling on.
Yeah. It's yapping.
Well, it's always fun. We appreciate everyone coming back, and we will see y'all next week.